Good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman, wanted to do a video this morning. It's a little bit after 10. My sleep is all messed up. Sorry I didn't get anything out yesterday, but I've been sick as a dog for since I've been off, basically. I worked Saturday, started feeling bad. If you guys saw my live stream, um, live from the mail truck. I was sneezing, a runny nose. I'm still very congested. I'm taking Tylenol every 4 hours. I'm limited as to what I could take because of another issue, but it is what it is. I am taking some cough medicine. It kind of always starts this way with me the older I get. It's all kind of a sinus infection, but I don't think I got COVID, but if it lingers anymore, man, I got to take off work tomorrow, which I hope not. I expect to be there. Um, I'll take a test I don't want to get anybody else sick, God forbid. But just wanted to do a video. I wanted to touch on a few things, and we'll end up with a mock draft, my mock draft. I'm not going to overthink it. Use their names. Like the site I'm using, their rankings are I have been getting into the players. Not real well versed. We'll see how many rounds we do. Maybe I'll do a 7 round, but at that, I think we'll play it by ear. How's that? But I'm going to pick for everybody because I think it's a little ridiculous. But anyway, let's get into some of the headlines. I know like people touched on it. I just want to give a shout out to Golden Richards, Dallas Cowboys, longtime wide receiver. Brings back a lot of memories. He was before my time, but I do remember seeing him and just the name Golden Richards with the blonde hair flowing. He passed away at 73 of heart failure. Rest in peace, Golden. His family said that he's not suffering anymore. So he must have been going through a little bit of rough time. Excuse me, I'll try and mute it every time I cough. So yeah, Golden Richards, buddy. Rest in peace, my man. Uh, Obviously, the elephant in the room here. I wanted to touch on a few things regarding the Cowboys. Obviously, um, we're already starting to hear from their media department. Okay, and we're gonna get into one of them. I love Mickey Spagnola, but he likes to throw wet blankets on everybody. Wow, be careful about going all in, Mickey. Mickey, stop. Just zip it, buddy. Like, we know you're a mouthpiece for the organization. I used to watch you all the time. You're getting more crustier as the older you get. I mean, I think you're a talented man, but don't tell us how to think, Mickey. We're tired of not getting to the promised land. I speak for everybody, at least 99% of the people that I talk to. If you go all in and make a mistake in free agency, we ain't going to hold you accountable for it. If you go out and get Leonard Williams or DJ Reader, you go out and get me a linebacker and possibly a running back, or you know, and you make a mistake and that person gets, if they get hurt, they get hurt, right? But we'll get into that shortly. First, um, let me get into the free agency. Free agency starts May 13th. May. What the hell am I talking about? March 13th. Sorry, people. I'm sick. March 13th at 4 p.m. So March 13th at 4 p.m., we could actually start signing people. As I said here today, it's February 26th. Now, because of leap year, there's 29 days in February. So we're only talking about a little over 2 weeks. And we heard over the weekend that there hasn't been any significant numbers thrown from the Cowboys towards Dak Prescott. This is what I was talking about with Stephen Jones. He's at the Senior Bowl. Again, we need to keep the heat up on this organization. They think they're smarter than everybody, and they're smarter than me. because they have the resources, So I understand what they're saying, but at the end of the day, I think the Cowboys trying to overcomplicate things. You cannot go into the draft with all these holes, all right? And I just want to preface by saying last year we brought back Jonathan Hankins on the cheap, basically veteran minimum. Remember? We wouldn't offer him a penny over the veteran minimum. I got news for you. A lot of money out there in the NFL. A lot of money that needs to be spent. Good luck holding on to any of your players on the cheap. Stop being cheap. I mean, again, you're not cheap when we go to the stadium and we have to pay. The people who drink it have to pay 12, 13. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how much a beer is at AT&T Stadium. It's ridiculous. All this extra money that you're getting in the salary cap, okay? Are you throwing it back to the fans? Are you lowering ticket prices? Are you doing dollar dog night? Or whatever it is that you want to do to be able to take care of the fans. Are you doing that? No. Then spend it on players. The fans are the last people that are taken care of. Now we're seeing all these streaming companies joining together to put out a product. So if you want to watch Paramount Plus, because I believe that's going to have a playoff game next year, they're going to host Paramount Plus is going to be broadcasting exclusively a wild card game. So if you don't have Paramount Plus, you're not going to do it. Now they're starting to bring in other entities with them to make the price higher. So then, okay, you got Paramount, whatever it is, Paramount Plus, any other channels are going to join them and put out a flat fee. Of course they're going to. So all of us who've left cable in the dust are now going to be getting nickel and dimed from the Max and the Netflix and the Paramount Plus and the Prime and and if you notice, even with Netflix, my wife pays for Netflix. Now they got commercials on there, so it's not like we're getting streaming without the commercials, which is fine. I don't mind a couple commercials. I'm just saying the money's not coming back to the fans, people. So very, very frustrating. But I wanted to touch on legal tampering. Legal tampering actually starts 2 days prior to March 13th. Legal tampering is March 11th at noon, which means March 11th at noon, you are allowed to talk to players around the league, basically get contracts in order, and then as the clock strikes 4 p.m. Eastern time on March 13th, you can start releasing your deals. That's why the deals you'll see first wave of free agency. We all expect the Cowboys to be big players in the first wave of free agency, don't we? I'm going to have a drink of coffee and soothe my throat while you guys say, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I think we both know that I'd be surprised if there was any movement towards a Leonard Williams or a Patrick Queen, but that doesn't mean it'll be a failure. We do need to address, as of now, we do not, and I stress, we do not have a 4th and 5th round pick. The comp picks are going to be released. I expect it to be 2 6th round picks. So I expect us to have a 1, 2, 3, no 4, no 5, 2 6s, and a 7. So that doesn't, where the meat of this draft is in round 3 and round 4 and round 5. Or 3 and 4. 2, 3, and 4 is where you want to be. That's why the Eagles are set up good. Not to bring, I'm just keeping it real. We need to think, if our guy's not there, I think we try and trade down. And we'll talk about it. But all right, I want to share my screen. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Let's see here. Well, hold on to that thought here. Actually, let's first go to, here we go, Mickey Spag. Let me talk about this first, all right? Mickey Spagnola, I brought him up. He says, he writes an article on DallasCowboys.com. Feel free to go check it out. I wish you could leave your message, like actually talk to him, but you know, beware. Beware the all is in parentheses here. Let me all is in. Beware of the all in part is what they're saying. Okay. So basically, Frisco, Texas, about time we get to the bottom of this all in. He's basically speaking for Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones can't keep his mouth shut. Really means since it's being bandied about as if some 2024 season anthem. Mickey Spagnola, it's been 30 years since we've been to a Super Bowl. 3 straight years of 12-win seasons is not cutting it when you have no success or little to no success in the postseason. Don't listen to the trolls because it's not Dak Prescott. So leave your Hey trolls, leave it in the comment how you think I'm wrong. It's all Dak when you know it ain't. Anyway, here we go. I would anticipate looking ahead to our key contracts. This is Jerry Jones talking. Didn't I tell you that originally his idea of all in is just re-signing some of his free agents, which means you're going to be lesser going into the season as you were, right? It will be going all in on different people than you've done in the past. We've been going all in. We've seen some things that out of some of the players that we want to be all in on. And yes, I would say you would see us this year not building for the future. He's talking out both sides of his neck. Now, we all heard that, right? Jerry mentions key contracts. Okay, yeah. Key meaning I've already addressed all the contracts. I said 3 of who I expect to bring back. The long snapper, Hankins, and Gilmore. But, all right, you can bring back Tyron if you want. I hold off on that myself. Excuse me. He didn't say spending freely in free agency because, as we know, there is a hard salary cap. Stop it. Stop. Here it is right here. There is a hard salary cap in the NFL. Stop it. Stop using excuses, Mickey. We all understand this is a hard cap. We also understand that teams are restructuring deals. We don't care if we restructure and have to pay the piper down the road because what that means is getting a top pick, having a down year, and reloading. I'm excited about that. The last thing I like doing is going to an NFL draft like I'm going to in basically 2 months from now, less than 2 months, I'll be at the draft, is when my team sits in purgatory. Purgatory, Mickey, is anywhere from 20 to 32. Okay, you're not bad enough to be in that top 10 to 15. You're not good enough to be at 32, 31 because you get to a Super Bowl. We're stuck in that middle range, okay? We're stuck in the middle range where any given year there's 16, 17, maybe 20, maybe 22. I think I heard Brian Broaddus said he had 25 first round rated players. So think about that, people. Last year, we drafted 26, okay? So if he's saying he only had 25 first-rounded players, now, that's also assuming that everybody picked before you is on your first-round board, which is never the case. But normally, it's like 18 to 20 first-round type rated players. So when you're drafting at the end of the first round or in the high 20s or mid-20s, you're not necessarily getting a first-round talent. But you know how it works. A lot of these teams overvalue quarterbacks, and things will get like a skew based on things will get askew based on your need, and that's where you want to address free agency. You want to address free agency because you want to get some of your needs taken care of. That way, it come the draft, you could just go best player available for the most part. So anyway, let me get to this real quick. He didn't say spending freely in free agency because, as we know, there is a hard salary cap in the NFL. And prior to March 13th, start of the new league year, projections have already said the Cowboys, thanks to Friday, the cap adjusted to 255, and now they're 10 million over. But that's nothing. That's one contract. Uh, Jerry didn't say as some interpreted trading away the draft to get one or two players. Nobody said we want to trade picks, Mickey. We want to sign free agents. I mean, we're always all in this day and time, Stephen. We've been that way for 3 or 4 years. So Stephen Jones is telling you that the team has been all in for 3 or 4 years now. Now, let me know. Do you believe that the Cowboys have been all in? I mean, honestly, have we been all in? What are they smoking down there at the Star? And I need some. I'm not feeling too good, so I need some, whatever they're smoking. We've put up 3 12-5 seasons together. We're close. How close are you? You got blowed out by Jordan Love, first-time playoff arrival in your own stadium. How close are you? Yeah, I'll tell you how close you are. You're 3 blue chip free agents away. You're not going to do that this year, but you give me 2. Give me 2 blue chip. Give me a linebacker and a defensive tackle, not named Jonathan Hankins. I expect you to bring him back, as I already stated. So, but this all goes out the door if you can't re-sign Dak Prescott. And this is where I say I did hear Mark Holmes is starting to adopt my way of thinking, where Dak needs to open up his mouth. Dak owns all the leverage, okay? Dak needs to open. Dak, you want to win a Super Bowl? Do you want to have a legacy in Dallas? Open your mouth. You control all the cards. Don't let that Trey Lance BS cloud your vision. You're the man in Dallas. You walk in there, you tell Steven, I want my contract to be done. I don't know, pick a day. Legal tampering, March 11th. I need it done. That way you got time to go out and get me, get this defense, a defensive tackle, a linebacker, and maybe get me a running back. So we don't have to have that need going into the draft. Okay? You hold all the cards, Dak. Say, if not, then I'm going to play under the $59.4 million contract this year. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to be signing your ass. And then you go public after you sign your contract. Say, okay, we signed it. We did talk about getting some free agents. I want to be involved in that. We know what we need as a group. Listen, I think the fans would love that, Dak. The fans would love if you opened your mouth. That's where I have a problem with Dak Prescott. He's too much of a company guy. Now, more and more as of the last year or two, he's been opening, sticking up for himself, and that's how he should be. I get it when you're a young player. You don't want to come out and say, oh, I'm doing my job. No, I mean, I get it. Okay, I get it. But after this contract, you're going to be the highest paid quarterback for now, people, for now. I don't know what we're waiting for. I guess we're waiting for Josh Allen to sign his mega deal. That's like a standoff. That needs to happen. But anyway, I know I'm holding my breath, but I'm just telling you as an outsider, doesn't that make sense? Let me know. All right, let's see here. We certainly think we're close. And like I've said, we've won more football games, regular season games, over the last 3 years than only Kansas City. So basically what he's saying, he's number 2 in the league, like where they sit. He's getting caught up in the minutia of the numbers. Why, it's not as if the Cowboys been chintzy on talent 23 through. They had 10 players in the Pro Bowl and 6 of those starters. Yeah, okay, all right. So we're going to look at the Pro Bowl. Whatever. Deron Bland, as much as he's been a great player, he's not the best of corners. He's a good ball hawk, but he needs a pass rush. If he don't have a pass rush, he gets exposed. So this is why I think we need to draft a corner at some point in the draft, because I don't know that I'm re-signing Bland. I don't think I'm going to pay Bland what he's going to want. I think I'll just take the comp pick. That's just me. I know it's early, but unless he could tighten up his coverage, I'd look to draft another young one, add it to Diggs, and I want Gilmore back. So does going Prospecting and free agency for players other teams don't seem to fit to resign mean you're all in. Just stop it. Does all in meaning resigning your center Tyler Biotish? No, he's not good enough. Tyron Smith. I would wait till after the draft on Tyron to see what falls to us in the first round. Me personally, if he's in a rush, then maybe sign him to a 1-year deal. I would be okay with it. If you're going to bring him back on a 1-year deal, fine. At least that lightens up that need to get a first round left tackle. Still got to get one. Despite the possibility of moving, they're not moving Tyler Smith to left tackle. I've seen nothing. The biggest thing that we've had coming out of last year is you drafted Asim Richards out of North Carolina, I believe in the 5th round. 5th or 6th round. I want to say 5th. And we don't know what he is. You chose to start Chuma Edoga, who was horrendous, over him. So what does that tell you? Last year's draft was, as it sits now, was a failure, a monumental failure. Failure in many ways. TJ Bass is your best guy, and he was a free agent signing. Not good, people. And yet we're going to rely on the draft this year. Sorry. It's what have you done for me lately, league? Should the Cowboys start resigning some of their own restricted players? We're not resigning a lot. I already told you that. I like Brock Hoffman. I could get away with Brock Hoffman or TJ Bass at center. I think we could. I think there's 3 centers in this draft that I want. If we can't get one of those, then we move on. Does all in mean bringing in veteran free agent wide receiver? No, nobody said that. Does all in mean moving on from running backs? Tony Pollard and Rico. Tony Pollard, yes. Rico, you can bring back. He's a restricted free agent. That's easy. That's easy work right there. Does all in meaning spending big on free agent linebacker if Parsons remains at defensive end? Parsons needs to stay at end. Leighton Vander Esch, he will. Excuse me, I've got a cough. Thank you. Well, our linebackers, we need them. Leighton Vander Esch, decides to retire. He's going to. Micah, we talked about that. You got Gilmore needs to come back. Jordan Lewis, I'm hearing more and more that they're going to bring Jordan Lewis back. Okay, whatever. He played decently in the playoff game. If you're going to give him a deal to play the slot, I'm okay with it. It's not like we're going to have plenty of money to do what we want. So that's not a problem. But anyway, you see where this is going. I don't want to harp on this too much. I don't want to harp on that too much because, you just know that, the team is leaking this out. Wow, they're already backing off the all-in. If you think all-in is re-signing Dak and CD and bringing back Hankins and Gilmore and the long snapper, and you're out of your minds. You're out of your minds. So, Jerry, just stop talking because you never follow through with what you say. So, all right, I want to go over some of the free agent linebackers real fast. I may or may not do the mock. This video is going a little longer. Maybe I'll do a mock later. You guys like that? Maybe we'll do a mock draft this afternoon because I'm not doing nothing. So maybe I'll get my act together and we'll go live and do a mock because we got a lot to talk about here. Free agency is on. It's close. So, all right, here we go. All right, what's here? We got Damone Clark, okay? Yeah, we got Damone in-house. So, that's good. He had a so-so year. Buddy Johnson, remember, we picked him up towards the end of the year. He signed a futures deal. So, okay. Marquise Bell. He's a flex backer. Yeah, no. What's available? This is what I want to talk about. We got Bobby Wagner. Okay, I think we need to go out and get 2 linebackers. Bobby Wagner is not the man, but he's just a tackling machine. He's not as good as he used to be, but if you go out and get me a Bobby Wagner with another linebacker I'm going to discuss, then we don't need a Patrick Queen. We need 2 of them now in free agency. You got Overshown coming back from an and ACL. Um, we shall see about that. But yeah, Bobby Wagner, he's 33 years old. He's going to want a 1 year, $4 or $5 million deal. I mean, he'll want more, but that's what he'll get. I mean, I kind of think that if he doesn't land in Seattle, he's going to end up with Washington Commanders, but maybe not. Maybe this is a way to Dallas to stick it to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's sitting there with $86 million, $87 million under the cap. He's getting ready to cook. He ain't worried about the Cowboys. Jordan Brooks, you got Bobby Wagner, Jordan Brooks. Okay, he's a Seahawks linebacker. They're not losing them both, but you never know. He's younger. I don't know. We'll see about that. Levante David, he wants to stay in Tampa, so we shall see. But he's out there. He's in his mid-30s. Frankie Louvu. I don't know. I want to pay for Frankie Louvu. This one here, though, fits perfectly with us. Aziz Al-Shahir. Brooks isn't the only one listing intriguing candidates. This dude is a tackling machine. Cowboys, who spent time studying from an NFL legend for a better part of his young career. Al-Shahir served as mostly as an understudy to none other than Fred Warner. Yes, please, I'm in. Give me, go get me him. He's only 26. He's not going to set the market. He's not going to get Patrick Queen money. Go get me Aziz Al-Shahir out of the Tennessee Titans. Thomas Garrett, let me know what you think about the player. I know you've seen him up close and personal. 17 starts last year. The 26-year-old set a mark with 163 combined and 84 solo tackles. Yeah, you go get me him, and you go get me DJ Reader. I'm all in on that. Patrick Queen. Here we go. Look what they say here. This is DallasCowboys.com. Basically telling you, don't even expect Patrick Queen. Wishful thinking here. I fully expect the Ravens to be smart and hit Queen with the franchise tag. There's simply no intelligent way to argue against it. The Ravens will just draft another one. That's the difference. They will see a need and go up and get the guy. So they just will. Then you got Josie Jewell, Tyrell Dodson, Oren Burks, Willie Gay Jr., and Devin White, who I talked about, could possibly be a Cowboy. There's plenty of linebackers. Go give me a couple of them. They're not paying everybody not named Patrick Queen. You can get no big deal. So, and then let's go to DL. That's the other thing I want to look at. Defensive line. Go to 150. There we go. Open market. Oh, wait. What happened? Sorry, peeps. I went too fast. Oh, it's already on there. All right. Obviously, Jonathan Hankins here. He's the big question right now as to what we're going to do. Bring him back. You bring him back. Don't give him the veteran minimum. There's plenty of money out there. You put him next to a free agent, and then that allows Mozzie to put the weight back on and still waiting to hear why he lost all that weight. I hear in the comments that he was on the juice. They test for all that. So, I mean, it is what it is. Here we go. We obviously struggled to stop the run. Hankins, he's here, but he is a free agent. So, Neville Gallimore, coming out of a contract year who showed great promise, not playing the game as prior to. Yeah, I'm out on Neville. I think we need to upgrade Neville. Thank you, buddy. I'm sure I would, I'm out on Neville Gallimore. I just am. Osa Odigizua, he has a year left. We have to identify whether he fits in our scheme. I don't think he's going anywhere. I would like to see him stay. I don't know what happens, but the last 2 years, he's tailed off towards the end of the year. So Oso Digizoa, he'll be here. He'll be part of the rotation, but we need to get over that hump But Mike Zimmer likes big boys, and he's more of a quick, agile guy. So stay tuned for that. Chauncey Golston, uh, he he is also in the last year of his deal. I think he does fit in Zimmer's scheme. I like Chauncey. Primetime Phil would always say that, "Oh, you like Chauncey Golston." I just like the size and the length of the player. And he's always seemed to be getting his hand on the ball. So, Mozzie Smith, there he is. Fix the situation. You have to at this point. You have to fix the situation. Zimmer, when Smith was drafted out of Michigan with a first-round pick in 2023, he was a behemoth of a man that also owned enough power in his arms to choke the life out of Thanos. Yet, we had him lose over about 35 pounds. Oh, shit. Okay. He's since been tasked by the Dan Quinn administration with shedding weight, a lot of it. And though his power remains, he's not currently built to be anyone's nose tackle on the NFL level. Thanks, Dan Quinn. You screw up Mozzie and then you hit the door. So, I gotta let my dogs out. Hold on a sec. Stay patient. My wife's in there working, so it's left on me. I'm back. My Daisy had to go out and go to the bathroom. All right, here we go. Let's just get to what's out there. Chris Jones, yes, and more yes that I mentioned because, yes, he's not coming, people. He's either staying in Kansas City or he's going to be a Houston Texan. Hey, or a Washington Commander. They have all the money in the world. All the money in the world. This is where you choke in the playoffs and the fans have no excitement after a third straight 12-win regular season. And now we got a draft at 24 in no man's land. I know there's good players, but the guy I want, Jackson Powers Johnson, is going to Miami unless we can get ahead of him. So, we're going to have to take somebody's sloppy seconds or not the highest rated guy on the board because, we win a lot of regular season games. So Chris Jones not coming. Christian Wilkins. The Dolphins just let him go. Why would they let him go? I guess it could be, because of his contract. I like Christian Wilkins. I do. This, again, what I would want and what Mike Zimmer will get are two different things. Okay. Leonard Williams. I've been on record as saying I love the player as we continue to slide down the money scale here. He's not going to set the market. It's not like we're asking you to go out and get the top guy at each position like we used to back in the day. So we land another worthy candidate. The Cowboys, well known from this, spent time trying to stop Dallas when he was with the Giants. Yes, I would like Leonard Wilson. I think Justin Matabuke out of Baltimore. I like him. I do. And again, I'm going to defer to Zimmer. I'm not going to tell you I have to have Leonard Williams. Just get me one of these guys. Just like the linebacker. I need at least one, more like two. Linebacker in the draft is not that deep. So you want to be able to get a couple. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't like Justin because I do. That defense was incredible. So DJ Reader, this is the guy that Jeff Kavanaugh first brought me on to. A shout out to Jeff. I always like to give a shout out to people who actually do their homework, and he does. But DJ Reader, now he is coming off a torn quad, hamstring. Let's see, I'm a bit torn on Reader, but not to the point where he'd escape the list. My issue is about his injury as of late, because the last thing the Cowboys can afford is to lose a key defender for a stretch time. Listen, man, everybody gets injured. He's only 29. He's not going to set the market. He's huge. He's a huge run stuffer. Okay? Did we have a problem stopping the run? It was a freaking injury. And Cincinnati ain't going to pay him because they're cheap. They just, while I was started this recording, they just tagged T. Higgins instead of paying him. They're just cheap. They're just a cheap organization. I feel like the Cowboys are getting to that point. You know, we're the Cincinnati Bengals of the NFC. We have talent, but we're not really going out and going over the top. Just me, people. Let me know what you think if I'm off base. Honorable mentions, Calais Campbell. He's older. That's Mark Holmes, this guy. Yes, I'd be in on him. If we can get two guys, give me Reeder and Calais or Leonard Williams and Calais, I'm good. Sheldon Rankins. Tart is a big boy. Daquan Jones, Maurice Hurst. Now, that was another guy Jeff Cavanaugh brought up, Maurice Hurst out of Cleveland. Keep an eye out for him. He also is coming off an injury, but boy, can he stop the run. Again, I am not being greedy. I'm not telling you go get me the best guy. There's plenty of people. Javon Kinlaw out of the 49ers. Okay, I'm okay with that. I liked him coming out of the draft. Fletcher Cox, he's done. I'm not paying Fletcher. You should go back to the Eagles or retire, but, you know. So, listen, people. This video is getting long-winded. I'm not going to I'll do the mock draft later. I'm going to take some medicine. I'm starting to get the chills again, so I apologize. But the reason for this video is to, one, say I'm still alive. Number two, free agency is coming up, and they have not really even talked to Dak. So, what are they doing? Why are we waiting for the last minute? This is Dak's time to approach the front office and lay down the law. And as you see, there's plenty of people that could come right in and help us. We'll have plenty of money, people, if we do what we're talking about. Plenty of money to go out and fill holes prior to the draft, which I will be attending with Mark Holmes, Primetime Phil, and the chef, David Wiley. I don't know if we can get him to cook something out there, Mark. What do you think? I don't know. But anyway, that's it for this video. Stay tuned. I will put up a live stream at some point this afternoon. We'll do some mocks. We'll do a mock with some trades, and then we'll do the mock without trades. Yeah, maybe we'll stick just to like 5 rounds. I haven't gotten that deep into it. But all right, people. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman, is out under the weather, still bringing content for my peeps. Later. Peace.